Hi, Mr. Richards here. Today's Grade 6, Unit 2, Lesson 3 practice problem review is on recipes. In problem 1, a recipe for one batch of spice mix says combine 3 teaspoons of mustard seeds, 5 teaspoons of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. How many batches are represented by the diagram? Explain or show your reasoning. Well, if there's 3 teaspoons, 5 teaspoons, and 1 teaspoon, if I group these pictures by that, you have 3, 5, and 1, 3, 5, and 1, and lastly 3, 5, and 1. We have 1, 2, 3 batches of 3, 5, and 1. So it's simply 3 batches. Also, you could look at this and go, well, I have 9 mustard seeds now, I have 15 chili powder, and I have 3 salt. Well, if the recipe is normally 3, 5, and 1, what did I multiply by to get to 9, 15, and 3? Well, 3. So yet another way to show the 3 batches. In question 2, Priya makes chocolate milk by mixing 2 cups of milk and 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Draw a diagram that clearly represents two batches of her chocolate milk. Let's draw one batch first. We'll start with the milk and using our units to label cups. And then we'll have our cocoa powder. And this is going to be our units of, let's see, it says tablespoons. We have 2 cups of milk with 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And so here's one batch clearly drawn. Let's draw another batch of 2 cups of milk and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So that clearly shows 2 batches of her chocolate milk, and our boxes are labeled with both what the boxes are and the units. Question 3. In a recipe for fizzy grape juice, the ratio of cups of sparkling water to cups of grape juice concentrate is 3 to 1. Find 2 more ratios of sparkling water to cups of juice concentrate that would make a mixture that tastes the same as this recipe. Well, if we have the cups of water compared to the cups of juice concentrate, the original ratio is 3 to 1. Well, what happens if I double the recipe? Well, if I double the recipe, I need to multiply everything by 2, which would get me 6 to 2. Now, what if I triple the original recipe? Again, the original recipe. 3 times 3 would be 9. 2 1 times 3 is 3. So I could have 3 to 1, 6 to 2, 9 to 3. And that'll give me A. Now, for B, something different. Well, really, if 3 to 1 was the original, say I triple the water and get that to 9 by multiplying by 3, but I put 6 times the amount of juice concentrate, that would certainly make it taste different if I tripled the one and I multiplied by 6 for the other. That would create a much, much different ratio. All right, let's move on to question 4. Write the missing number under each tick mark on the number line. Well, from 18 to 30, is a distance of 12. This tick mark looks like it's halfway. So if I take 12 and divide it by 2, that halfway mark is going to be 6. So if I add 6 to that 18, I'm going to get 24. And if I add 6 to this 30 then, since we're in intervals of 6, that's going to be 36. And of course we could check this by saying, yep, 24 plus 6 was 30, and 36 plus 6 is 42. So we're dealing with intervals of 6. Problem 5. At the kennel, there are 6 dogs for every 5 cats. The ratio of dogs to cats is, well, dogs is 6, cats is 5. Cats to dogs, 5 cats, 6 dogs. Order matters. For every 6 dogs, there are 5 cats, and the ratio of cats, 5, to dogs, 6. Pay attention to the order. Details matter. So, Elena has 80 unit cubes. What is the volume of the largest cube she can build with them? Well, can she build a 1 by 1 by 1 cube? Sure. That'd be a volume of 1. Could she build a 2 by 2 by 2 cube? 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. And that fits. What about 3 times 3 times 3? Well, 9 times 3 is 27, so we could use 3. What about 4? Could we go 4 times 4? That's 16. Times 4 is 64, so that still fits under our 80. What about 5? Could we go 5 times 5 times 5? That would be 125, and so that is going to actually now be too big. And so the largest that she could build would be a volume of 64 cubic units from a 4 by 4 by 4 cube. All right, our last question, problem 7. Fill in the blanks to make each equation true. 3 times a third, 1. 10 times a tenth, 1. 9 times 1/19th, 1. 5 times 1/5 is 1. 17 times 1/17th is 1. And so b times 1 over b is 1. And jumping back to a times 1 over a, that's still going to be 1, because you'd have a divided by a, and any number divided by itself is 1. And that is it for this Grade 6, Unit 2, Lesson 3 Practice Problems Review on recipes. Good luck.